We think we know a voice, we hear it on the radio, in a movie, in our head. It becomes part of the furniture of our lives. We can sing along, we can mimic the tone, the phrasing, the little affectations that make it unique. We feel a sense of ownership over it. We heard it at our first dance, we heard it on a long drive with our parents. We heard it and felt something. Joy, sadness, rebellion. That voice becomes a symbol, an idea. It stops being the product of a person and starts being a cultural artifact, being a thing. But it's not a thing. It's a sound that comes from a body with lungs, a throat, vocal cords. A body that gets tired, a body that gets sick, a body that feels pain. And sometimes, if you listen closely enough, you can hear the body behind the voice. You can hear the struggle. You can hear the truth that the polished performance is trying to hide. There is a recording from the last years of his life. It's a sad, beautiful ballad. He's singing about a love that's over. The lyrics are about how easy it is for the other person to move on, to forget, to be free. The voice is still there. It's deeper, heavier than in his youth. It carries the weight of years, but it's still magnificent. It's controlled, full of emotion, technically perfect. He hits every note. He delivers every line with the conviction of a master craftsman. He's a professional. He's giving the performance the song demands. The session took place at his home in Memphis, not in a state-of-the-art studio in Nashville or Los Angeles. They brought the studio to him. A mobile recording truck was parked outside. Cables snaked through the house into a room he called the Jungle Room. It was a strange place for making music. Green shag carpet on the floor and the ceiling. A built-in waterfall made of fieldstone, Polynesian-style furniture. It was his private den, his escape. And now it was his workplace. Bringing the studio to the man tells you a lot. It tells you the man isn't going to the studio. Maybe he doesn't want to, or maybe he can't. By early 1976, his health was a serious concern. He was overweight, he suffered from a painful list of ailments. Glaucoma was putting pressure on his eyes, making bright lights agonizing. He had high blood pressure. His colon was impacted, a condition that caused him constant debilitating pain. He was taking a pharmacy of prescription drugs to cope with the pain, to sleep, to function. The man who had once been a symbol of explosive kinetic energy was now moving slowly, carefully. His body was failing him. The jumpsuits, the capes, the karate moves on stage were a brave front. They were a performance of vitality by a man who was often anything but. Backstage, he would need to sit. He would need help. The energy it took to give the audience what they wanted was immense, and it was taking a terrible toll. So the band came to him, his loyal musicians, the men who had backed him on stage through the highs and lows of the 70s. They set up their instruments in the Jungle Room. They waited for him to be ready. The sessions were often at night when he felt most alive. They'd work for a few hours, then stop. The creative energy wasn't what it used to be. The stamina wasn't there. But when he sat at the piano and began to sing, the magic was still there. He could still channel that incredible voice. He could still inhabit a song and make you believe every word. And that's what he did on this particular track. He's playing the piano himself. The arrangement is sparse, just his voice and the keys with some gentle accompaniment from the band. It's intimate, it feels personal, you can hear the acoustics of the room, you feel like you're sitting there on the couch, watching him work. He sings the song from start to finish. It's a tender, heartbreaking performance. The lyrics speak of emotional pain, the pain of being left behind, the pain of watching someone you love walk away without a second thought. His voice conveys this perfectly. There's a weariness in it, a resignation. He isn't fighting the heartbreak, he's just describing it. He's living inside it. He makes the listener feel the weight of that loss. The song reaches its end. He plays the final chords on the piano. His voice holds the last note, letting it fade into the silence of the room. It's a beautiful, finished take. The producer could say, print it and be done. The performance is flawless. The emotional arc is complete. The story is told. But then, something happens. It's a tiny detail. It's so small, most people miss it entirely. It's not musical. It's not part of the performance. It's an accident. A piece of reality that slipped past the guardrails of the recording process. Right after the final piano note has faded, just as the song is officially over, you hear a sound. It's a sharp, guttural exhalation of breath. It's quick, a sort of oong. It's not a sigh of artistic satisfaction. It's not a groan of emotional release from the sad song he just sang. It is the sound of physical effort. It is the sound of a man in pain pushing his body up from a low piano bench. Listen to it again with that in mind. Imagine the scene. Elvis, a heavy man in his 40s, his body riddled with painful conditions. He's been sitting hunched over the piano, pouring his energy and his focus into the performance. The take is done. Now he has to get up, and it hurts. His joints ache, his muscles protest. The simple everyday act of standing up requires a conscious, forceful effort. And that effort produces a sound. an involuntary grunt, the kind of sound anyone might make when lifting something heavy or forcing a stiff body to move. That single tiny sound tells a truer story than any of the lyrics in the song. The song is about the pain of the heart, a universal, relatable theme. But that grunt is about the pain of the body, a specific, private, and very real agony. It's the sound of his physical reality crashing into the artistic fantasy. For 3 minutes, he was the artist, the singer, the voice. He was in control. He was creating something beautiful, but the moment the creation was finished, he was just a man again. A man whose body was a source of constant pain. The microphone didn't get turned off in time. The engineer didn't edit it out. Maybe they didn't notice it, or maybe they knew it was important. A piece of the truth, it remains on the official recording, a ghost in the machine. A clue to the real state of the man behind the microphone. This detail changes how you hear the song. It adds a layer of profound tragedy to it. You realize he wasn't just acting out the pain in the lyric. He was living in a different, more relentless kind of pain. The performance becomes an act of immense will. He had to push through his physical suffering to create this piece of art about emotional suffering. It's a testament to his professionalism and his dedication. Even when his body was screaming at him, he could still deliver that voice. He could still do the job. But it's also incredibly sad. It humanizes him in a way that celebrity interviews or biographies never could. It strips away the myth. It's not Elvis the King. It's not the icon in the white jumpsuit. It's Elvis Presley, a 41-year-old man who is sick and tired and hurting, pushing himself up from a piano bench in his own living room. We search for authenticity in music. We want to believe the singer is feeling what they sing. We want a connection to the real person. Well, this is it. It doesn't get any more real than this. It's the sound of a body in distress. It's the sound of a man fighting to get through the day. The other songs recorded during these Jungle Room sessions have their own stories. Some are full of life and energy, some are somber, but this one particular recording captures a moment of unguarded reality. The performance is what he wanted you to hear. The little sound at the end is what he was actually living. It's a powerful reminder that our idols are human. They live in fragile bodies, just like the rest of us. They feel pain, they get sick, they struggle, and sometimes their art is an escape from that struggle. And other times, the struggle leaks through the cracks, leaving behind a small, accidental, and devastatingly honest testament to their true condition. The great irony is the title of the song he had just finished performing with such painful physical effort. The song is called It's Easy for You.